Hey guys, gonna head down on the Spyder to Currituck County, North Carolina, which is kind of like right over there anyway, and have some barbecue at my little favorite restaurant over there in Currituck County Barbecue, and meet up with a fellow Spyder driver. And by the way, coincidentally, his name is John also, and ponder life in general and while we're eating some good Q. On the way down, I'm going to answer a viewer question that came up a few weeks ago, which is a great lead-in to the entire conversation. Is how does one afford a Can Am Spyder? It's really kind of easy, so I want to talk about that today. So come along with us.
So a few weeks ago, I put a video up about how to go about buying a used Can Am Spyder. And one of the responses in the comments asked a question, and it was really a good question. And it said, why don't I do a video on how to afford a Can Am Spyder? And so I thought I'd talk about that for a minute. The answer is, it's really quite easy. With the exception of those who have disabilities or those living in economically disadvantaged parts of the world, for the most part, you can probably have anything you want. Now, I didn't say you can have everything you want, which means you need to prioritize your spending. Make sure you set some goals and just have a plan. I'm surprised at the number of people in our society that simply go from paycheck to paycheck with no plan. Now, I know a lot of people, and don't be filling up the comments, because I know a lot of people are struggling and they can't make it happen. But then again, a lot of people make a lot of money and spend every penny of it on things, then complain that they don't have enough money to buy the things they would rather buy. So let's talk about that. Now, this is what we do, and I am not the know-all, be-all when it comes to financial wizardry. If I was, I would not have had my little setback in 2005. We track every dollar we spend. And about every 6 months or so, we have a little business meeting to kind of go over our spending habits, our proposed budget, and our long-range strategy. Which is why it took us almost 3 years from the time that we wanted to get a Spyder until we actually acquired a Spyder, because we needed to make sure it fit our budget. Now, for most of us, the top priorities are always food, clothing, shelter, healthcare. And then after that, you have lifestyle expenses, which is what the Can Am Spyder really is. It's just a big toy. It's not an essential. You know, and along with those lifestyle expenses is the travel expenses, and then maybe even set some aside for your retirement. So I did a little bit of research before I came out today to talk about this, and it really is kind of interesting. The average household in America spends $10,000 a year on car payments. Not to count the insurance, the property tax, and maintenance. Those are just the payments for the actual car. $10,000 a year. The average household spends $6,000 a year on eating out and entertainment. Cable TV, $2,600 a year. A cell phone is about $1,000 per person per year. And the average credit card interest is $1,000 per person per year. That's a lot of money. That you can restructure, reprioritize, and do it as you choose to. As a trade-off, we don't have car payments. We keep our cars as long as they're financially practical. I can't remember the last time I actually had a car payment. Before my current Ford Explorer, I had a Ford Explorer that had 324,000 miles on it. And I had to give it away because it was still running. I gave it away to a charity. The only reason I got rid of it, I was doing real estate, and clients like to be taken around in a nicer vehicle, not not something that rattles and vibrates and smokes and coughs. But so that's the only reason I upgraded when I did. So we've also chosen not to have any consumer debt. We try to live within a very tight budget, which will project us the ability to enjoy life a little bit, travel some more. And that's what we do. We live very, very frugally. You know, it's really frustrating. We live in a world where most of the world's knowledge is now available at our fingertips. Yet it seems so many people suffer from financial illiteracy. You know, and it's not, as I said before, I'm not the guru when it comes to finances. I subscribe to some of the teachings of a guy named Dave Ramsey. He's available on YouTube. Has a lot of good tips. He and I seem to have a lot in common, so I like his basic philosophy. Also, there's a lot of books out there, but you know, I found you can't listen to the pop media. They will feed you garbage because they want to sell you stuff. And we live in a world of too much of abundance. We have so much stuff, we actually have to rent places to put our extra stuff in. Where Miriam and I are trying to actually downsize a little bit, so should we decide to pull the trigger and go into an RV full-time in the future, we can do that and not have so much stuff. So, in simple, if you want a Can Am Spyder or anything else in life, you simply make decisions. What are you going to sacrifice to get it? And move forward in that direction. That's what we did. And it works for us.
My guess is your name is John.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Two-seater John, right here.
Yes, sir. I didn't know you were going to be on your Spyder.
Why wouldn't I?
Well, I don't know how much you travel this time of year. Alrighty, came down here to Currituck County to get some barbecue and ran into John. John is a fellow Spyder driver. Actually, this was all set up a couple days ago. So I like to ask everybody who drives Spyders, what got you into Spydering and how long have you had it and what do you think?
Wanted to do a motorcycle for a long time after I stopped flying years ago, and just couldn't bring myself to do two wheels. Won't get into all the reasons, but age is one of them.
Yeah.
And I found out about these Spyders through a friend of mine from Colorado. Started looking at them a little bit, getting a little more excited about it. Said, you know, I think I'm going to do that. My wife was good enough to say, let's do it. So February, a year and a half ago, I bought my first 2014 Spyder, and I am absolutely thrilled with it. Having a ball. Most fun I've had since I was flying years ago.
I know that. I know that feeling. Now, what's the longest trip you've been on it with it so far?
Actually riding the bike, going from Killeen, Texas to St. Louis and back. That's close to 2,000 miles, the way I did the journey. It was really hot, but I really enjoyed every minute of it.
Okay. Now you trailer your Spyder a lot, don't you?
I trailer it when I make the long journey from central Texas to here on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That's close to 1,600 miles, and we got to bring a lot of stuff with us, so the Spyder tags along behind us.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, so you came down here and you're towing it behind your pickup truck. How big is your trailer, and is it enclosed or open?
Well, it's not an enclosed trailer. It's an open trailer.
Okay.
It has what's called the dovetail.
Yeah.
So it's 12 feet long.
Yeah.
And with the dovetail, it's just long enough, to be honest with you.
12 foot? Okay.
The back tire actually just gets up on the flat surface.
Okay.
Ties down easy. I had to do a little modification to make that happen. Tows really good behind the truck. Downside is your bike gets dirty in 1,600 miles.
But do you have any problem with road rash from anything kicking up?
I have not yet. We've brought it back from Central Texas to the Outer Banks here twice, and so far just you know, the road dirt that you pick up in a trip.
Right.
Is all we've got.
Cool. Okay. As the day was still young, I decided to take the Currituck Ferry to get back home. Technically, it would be a shorter drive, but the lag time to wait for the ferry ended up costing me more time had I just driven the same way I had come down. But it was more scenic. Thanks for the ride.
It was good to have a chance to sit down and have a conversation with John over a nice barbecue lunch there in Currituck. After we compared notes, it seems like that, well, I think the phrase brothers from a different mother comes into mind. He was born and raised in southwestern Virginia, where I used to spend a lot of summers, because that's where my mother was from. He got into aviation at a young age, as did I. Matter of fact, his very first airplane was a Cherokee 140, as was my first airplane. And his second airplane was a Cessna 182, which was my second airplane. So a lot in common. Then he ends up buying a Can Am Spyder. He calls Texas home, and also travels quite a bit to the Outer Banks, North Carolina. So it was just a fortuitous meetup. I think the word serendipity is the appropriate word.
Well, hey guys, just got back in from a ride, and Amazon delivered early, and wish I was here when they did it, because this is some pricey gear, some new additions to the family, if you would. Camelback hose for Miriam's Camelback. That's not the addition. This is the addition. The DJI Mavic Mini drone, video drone. I'm not really sure what's in the other box. Oh, the controller. No, I don't know. Let me see. Ah, the extra battery for the drone. This is the extra battery. This is the box that they sent in that. Oh, well, they didn't lose it. You know, been thinking about the drone for over a year, seriously, and just couldn't make up my mind. I have been up and down on this issue for a really long time. Up and down, get it? You're a tough crowd. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting the box open, getting it all the updates into the operating system, and getting the batteries charged, and then doing some test flights with it, and we'll see what it looks like. I'm looking forward to shooting some video and added it to our video vlog. So I'll let you know.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.